Hello there. Welcome to our little trans-dimensional joyride, folks.
Well, guys, what do you expect me to do? Send them all with you?
Wait a minute. I love that idea. How about some backstage passes?
Oh.
Imagination works the best when it's set free.
You said it, Doc. Imagination is a blast.
Are you about ready?
Yes, it's a glorious 3-hour finale.
You got a minute and a half.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Sounds of the Monorail podcast. My name's Kyle Paxton, casting alongside me my twin brother Derek Paxton.
Hi, it's been a while.
Yes, it has. We said we were going to miss a week, and so far it's almost been a month.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of things.
Yeah, it was like crazy how many things just kept preventing us from recording an episode. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to basically be putting the video versions of these podcasts on hiatus for now. We might come back and do them again, but right now it's just kind of hard for us to balance everything and edit the video and send it out and make sure it's all coming out in like a timely manner. So
yeah,
I think it's best just to do the audio versions for now. Maybe in a few months or a couple months or whatever, when we can get better equipment and a better situation for us to record, we'll bring those back. Who knows, we might do other type of YouTube videos or something. But as far as the video versions of these podcasts, you'll still get a YouTube video of them, but it's just going to be the audio. It's not going to have videoed versions of us speaking.
And I'd like to someday get to the point of, doing stuff other than just the podcast for videos. I don't want the YouTube channel to strictly just be the podcast. So one of these days we'll try to get into doing some other stuff.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun. We have like some ideas, but it's just getting the equipment, making sure we have the time set to do it and stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this episode's pretty much just going to be talking about Epcot. We unfortunately, our little hiatus was right when D23 happened, so there's a ton of information that we can't go back and like try to fix it all up and
on top of that, we don't really make a podcast episode talking about news that is like 3-4 weeks old at this point,
Exactly.
So we kind of decided just to have an episode about Epcot and what's coming, what we're going to expect from it, and what we're hoping to see afterwards, or, what we're hoping to see from this news.
Yeah, because it was Hollywood Studios was the construction park. Now it's definitely Epcot. Epcot has so many walls already. And along with that, you have massive closings happening yesterday, September 7th, with Club Cool, Starbucks, Colortopia, Character Spot, and the Fountain of Nations. So I mean, there may even be more that I'm not even thinking of. Like, it's just, there's so much things closing at Epcot right now. It's just you're gonna walk in and you're just gonna see walls everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, there's already a bunch of walls at the entrance of Epcot right now too.
Right. They're trying to make the tram stop a little prettier.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, that's really bad right now. That whole construction area with the trams and like the parking and everything. That's messy. And
what spot were you talking about?
I was talking about the Leave a Legacy monuments. There's just like they had a wall closing off half of it, and then they closed off the other half, and then they released that other wall.
Luckily, I think that won't last for too long because, maybe. I don't know exactly how they're planning on constructing that, but I know the first half of Leave a Legacy, they kind of took those down real fast and then went to the other side,
Yeah,
but
true.
Maybe they'll leave the walls up and then build the planters or something, and then move the walls to the other side and build the planters on that side. Like, I'm not really sure what to expect on how they're constructing that.
Yeah, the Leave a Legacy on the one side has been gone for a while now. So like, all the Leave a Legacies are gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They must be like planning on building there now because.
Mm-hmm. Have you taken the monorail to Epcot recently?
No, I haven't.
I've been thinking about doing that because you can probably look over, yeah.
I'm sure.
So, I mean, like, maybe you can get a good idea of what they're actually doing right now. Like, if they're finished with taking down the Leave a Legacy stuff, maybe they're building something else like the Planters.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we should definitely check that out.
I'm down. Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe we can video it and put it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we can get into like some of the unless we want to pay respects to Club Cool. R.I.P.
Oh
Club
yeah.
Cool.
It's coming back though, right? It just
I don't
frozen
think
for a while.
so.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like I've heard that, but like none of the new stuff that we've been given in D23 has even mentioned Club Cool.
Okay.
You know? So maybe, but to be honest, I think Club Cool can stay in Disney Springs.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I don't think we
agree.
need two of
I
them.
think that's fair. Yeah.
I think that spot could actually be used for something new, something different.
Okay, I like that. I didn't even think about how we already have, a Coke place at Epcot, or I'm sorry, at Disney Springs now.
Yeah. So. I mean, you have to pay for it, but I feel like if they bring Club Cool back, you're going to have to pay for it anyway. That's
right. Yeah.
That's been like my theory is if they bring it back, you're going to have to like pay for it or something.
Yeah. Going back to what you said earlier, though, about how Epcot's now the construction park, I'm seeing a lot of complaints from people saying things like, man, I wish Disney would just stop building new stuff. It's all this construction is ridiculous. And I like to an extent agree, but at the same time, like the last time any of these parks got major changes like we're seeing now, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that we're finally getting it out of the way. We're finally updating. Like, Epcot has looked the same for 30 years, it seems like,
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I'd argue that needed more changes than Hollywood Studios, like, before, Galaxy's Edge and all that. But now Hollywood Studios is finished, question mark, for the most part. Like, are they still doing construction?
I don't think so.
I think they're... Oh, well, besides, like, I guess the runaway railway.
Right, like there are attractions still.
But,
being
like, you're not
built,
seeing
but-
construction walls everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Gotcha.
Not anymore.
Okay. So that's pretty good. And now it's Epcot's turn. Then hopefully Magic Kingdom will wrap up. And, like, their goal is clearly to be just finished with construction in time for the 50th. Or 50th? Is that what it is? Okay. I had a blank. In time for the 50th. So it'll all look nice that year, and then immediately after, I'm sure they'll start construction again somewhere else. But I guarantee you it won't be as crazy as it is now. They just want everything to look perfect and pristine for the 50th anniversary, which I think is great. I think that's the way to do it. So it's going to be a crappy year or two, but once 2021 rolls around, like, that's going to be a fun year.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a crowded year, but it's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of prefer them just to, like, get it out of the way. Just do it.
Yeah.
Get the construction done. Then we're finished with it.
Exactly.
Rather than, like, do, like, one thing here. Okay, next we're doing this. Next
Yeah.
we're doing this.
Well,
and then by the time we get finished, we have to go back.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah. So it seems like Animal Kingdom's the only one they're not really touching right now, as far as I know.
Yeah, well, I think Animal Kingdom just got Pandora,
And that's all they needed.
Okay.
But there's nothing I see at Animal Kingdom that I'm immediately like, they need to fix that, Is there anything that comes to mind for you? Well, the Yeti.
Yeah, the
But-
Yeti.
I'd be stoked if they were going to fix the Yeti for the 50th.
Yeah, I don't
that
think
could happen.
I don't think so.
I don't think
'Cause
so
I
either.
think they've said that there's safety issues with fixing it or something. Like it was like a safety issue for why they didn't.
I don't think it's safety. I think it's just that the way they built the foundation of how they mounted the Yeti to, the structure is just like, if they wanted to fix the Yeti, the specific part, they would have to just like completely like take it down, like deconstruct this area and then build it back up. It would just be way too expensive. So that's what I heard.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like a safety reason. I think it's just, it's safety reason why they had to shut the Yeti off.
Okay,
Because
maybe that's what I'm
it was
thinking of.
damaging the structure.
Probably, yeah.
Is what it was, without the special piece or something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mhm.
I don't really see it, but I don't know. Disney's been surprising me lately too. So
I think they will. I think someday they're gonna do something to the Yeti. Maybe not for the 50th, but and maybe not exactly fix it, but they're gonna they're either gonna fix it or they're gonna take it down altogether, replace it with something else, or they're gonna do something to it someday. I don't think it's gonna be Disco Yeti for the rest of Disney World's life for all eternity. Someday, whether it's 10 years from now or 20 or 5 or in time for the 50th, like someday they'll do it.
Yeah, like what if they do fix the Yeti for the 50th? I feel like that would just take all the attention away from everything else. Or it'd be like a big meme or something. I don't know.
Well, they'll definitely have to shut down Everest for like a good while if they're gonna fix the Yeti. So.
For sure.
But anyway, this was about Epcot, so we could go back to that. So yeah, where do you want to start with all this Epcot?
Also, I wanted to say Fountain Nations is really sad that it's closing. I don't really care about Character Spot. Colortopia I thought was cute, but whatever, it can go away. Starbucks. They're going to open a new Starbucks,
oh, right? Yeah. They're going to open a new Starbucks.
Okay. I mean, I just am assuming so, since like everything has a Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
The Fountain of Nations I'm a little bit sad about, but at the same time, it's very big, and I like the idea of having something new there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I've always liked it, I've always appreciated it, but it's by no means something I'm attached to. And there's no reason for it to stay in Epcot forever, Like there's so many things they could do with that space, and it's just having a giant fountain. Like, I mean, it's not just a giant fountain. It is very pretty. It is impressive. Like it has a lot of meaning to Epcot. But just overall, like I just don't think it's something that needs to stay at Epcot forever, Something like Pirates of the Caribbean at Magic Kingdom should stay at Magic Kingdom forever. Something like Haunted Mansion should stay forever. Something like the Fountain of Nations at Epcot, that can change. They can change that to something.
Yeah, and
nothing
I know
needs to be permanent.
Like in a previous episode too, I'm pretty sure I said how sad I was that the Fountain of Nations is going, and I am sad that it's going, but I think I'm a little more over it now.
Yeah,
part of me, I guess maybe just me, I'm like excited now about what's coming. So
I'm not too choked up about it. So.
Yeah, maybe I'm like not as attached to it as I thought I was.
Especially after looking at the concept art and seeing that space, it looks very pretty and impressive.
Yeah,
pretty and impressive. Sorry. Sound like pretty unimpressive.
Yeah, well, I thought that's what you said at first, and then I was like, no, I think you said, yeah.
It looks very pretty and impressive.
There we go. Okay, so we just wanted to go over all the new stuff that Epcot's coming out with, because it's a little weird and confusing. Basically, Epcot's being broken up into 4 quadrants now. So World Showcase going to stay the same. It's World Showcase. But then you're also going to have World Celebration, which is kind of like the middle part of Future World.
The entrance into Spaceship Earth and afterwards into like the quote-unquote hub area.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Yeah, so like right before World Showcase kind of. And then you also have World Nature, which is going to be by... it's going to include like living with the land, the seas, things like that. That west side of Epcot.
I like that you specified living with the land instead of like the land pavilion.
yeah, living with the land specifically.
It's some other ride. I think it starts with an S. I don't know.
And then World Discovery is going to be the east side with like Test Track and Guardians and all of that stuff. Figment is part of World Celebration, I believe.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so Figment's kind of the weird one where it's like
in this oddly like shaped area.
Yeah, because it's like when you think of it being split up, you're like, oh, well, Figment's probably with living with the land and the seas. I can't ever remember the seas for some reason. But yeah,
interesting.
I'm pretty sure Figment's part of World Celebration, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Well, I don't know if it really makes that much sense, but it's more better than Nature, maybe.
So, or is that it? You good? Can we specifically talk about World Discovery? I just have a couple questions about that. So, World Discovery. What exactly is the definition of what they're going for? Do you know? Like, because beyond just space and exploration, is there a definition they gave?
So in the little article, they said it's stories about science, technology, and intergalactic adventure come to life.
Okay.
That's what they say Discovery is.
Because I was just trying to figure out where Test Track fell into this, definition. Because World Discovery, to me, that's literally World Discovery. Guardians of the Galaxy, space, mission space. They have space, the new space restaurant, Space 220, I believe is what it's called now. Space, and then they have a ride about cars. So I guess was kind of wondering how that fell into place, but that could fall under the science and technology category, I suppose. I think a little part inside of me was like hoping for a refurb.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've gone on record saying I hate Test Track. I do, but I appreciate it, and I think it could be better. I think it's just like I didn't always hate Test Track. It's after this recent refurb I started hating it. Mm-hmm. Old Test Track was a favorite. It was everyone's favorite. Everyone loved Test Track, and I think if they redid it into something better, I don't know. I would like that.
Yeah, part of me feels like just ignore it and focus on other things, because I just think but then I liked the old Test Track a lot too, so like maybe they do need to go back and fix it. But I just think like fundamentally that ride is like, it's just old, and like it breaks down all the time, and the weather issues for it are like massive because it rains all the time, and then they have to shut down if there's like a raindrop. They're like, shut it down. We're like yeah, I just feel like it's down all the time. Maybe a refurb will fix that. I don't know.
I will say the current Test Track does fit pretty well with the theme of science and technology, better than the old one would. True. I think this like weird Tron-esque techno imagery they have for some reason on this ride would fit pretty well with the sci-fi of World Discovery that they seem to be going for.
Mm-hmm. So, for sure.
Do you want to just go like by each area? Because there's also the Play Pavilion that is taking over the Wonders of Life Pavilion at World Discovery.
Yeah.
So do you want to just kind of stick with World Discovery for now and talk about each bit?
No, that sounds good.
Because the Play Pavilion also kind of has that same aesthetic of Tron-esque kind of techno feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, we can kind of talk about, all of the new rides and attractions that are going to be in World Discovery. But specifically, let's talk about the Play Pavilion, because I really like how it looks. I think it has the worst name they could possibly give it. And I feel like just from the name alone and, going into the description, it seems like it's catered way too much to kids, which, in my opinion, a perfect, like a Disney attraction is something that caters to everyone.
True.
I
feel that. So
the Play Pavilion, inside, or do you kind of have like an overall description of the Play Pavilion?
Yeah. So right here it says an interactive city bursting with games, activities, and experiences that connect you with friends, families, and beloved Disney characters. Both real and virtual, like never before.
Both real and virtual? What's that real?
Probably like meeting characters and stuff.
Science going too far.
Yeah.
I was like, and then, like Mickey Mouse in the flesh.
And then it also specifies that you can help Edna mode, grid uninspired style, and then also compete in a water balloon fight with Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah.
And Webby.
It's
Webby.
So I think that's fun. They have an Incredibles attraction, a DuckTales attraction, character meet and greets. And I think that all sounds really fun. But I also... I think it's just the name that's sticking out to me. The Play ! Pavilion. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I want something to cater to the entire audience. Like, I know it's Disney World, obviously, but I don't think you should make like something specifically for kids. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, because I know it's Disney World, and I'm a 24-year-old man complaining that kids are getting things. I don't think I'm arguing my point very well.
No. I think you're like, you want something like Haunted Mansion or like Pirate, like something that's like can be entertaining for everyone.
Yeah, like I want something that can be appreciated by everyone. Like I think an educational center at Epcot sounds perfect. That's great for kids. That's great for adults. There's no reason both can't enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think it's just the name I'm stuck on, because that just, like, I saw that and I was like, are they building a playground? You know?
Yeah, it definitely gives me vibes of like something that I'd go in and see and like do it once, but then probably not be super interested in going back to it. I don't know.
Yeah, because
like,
it sounds cool to me, and I'm gonna go to it. And I'll probably have fun, but I don't think I'm gonna stick around either.
Yeah, at least that's what it feels like just reading that first article. Hopefully it's awesome and we like go back to it. But I'm trying to like think of an example of what I'm like imagining this being like. I guess like it'd be like Disney Quest in my head. Like those types of like the Magic Carpet ride where it's like virtual stuff, which if they do it right,
if it was like
or like the Project Tomorrow. Those are the kinds of things that I'm like imagining, and those are the things that everybody just kind of like ignores.
If it was like Disney Quest, I would be okay with that. I think that would be fun. Like a Disney Quest done right.
If it's done well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think more like Project Tomorrow and stuff like that, or like the things, or like the Mission Space thing, like at the exit of the queue.
Right. Yeah.
But hopefully it's like much better than those, because like you go to Project Tomorrow and Mission Space. Actually, Project Tomorrow, I feel like people are always playing those games, but I never play them. So
yeah, me neither. Anyway, I do like the look and style of the Playpavilion a lot. I think it looks really cool. Just the aesthetic of it. Don't have high hopes for it though. I want it to be cool. Like, it sounds like it could be, so I hope they do it right.
Yeah, I think it could be. I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's definitely not like the thing I'm most excited for out of all the announcements, but I think it could be interesting.
Okay. And then also in World Discovery, we got an official name for the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is. Cosmic Rewind. It sounds really cool to me. So looks like it's going to be a roller coaster with like 3 vehicles that rotate 360 degrees. That's awesome. That kind of reminds me of the Harry Potter ride, and the Mummy at Universal. So
the Mummy.
Yeah.
Why the Mummy?
Mummy does that. Mummy rotates.
Oh yeah. You're right.
It's the same ride vehicle, the Mummy and Gringotts.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So like, and I love the Mummy. I think the Mummy's awesome. Gringotts is it's okay, but you know, the Mummy is like a legit like roller coaster. I'm super into it. So if it's anything like that, that's awesome. And plus it's Disney. They're gonna be very story focused for this ride. I'm sure. So having that 360 degree for a ride vehicle, I think will be outstanding for them.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it sounds pretty cool. I also like the idea of a reverse launch Disney coaster.
Oh, yeah. It also launches backwards. I don't know how that works, but that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think it sounds really neat. Yeah, I think Guardians of the Galaxy they're fun. So
yeah, definitely. Still debatable whether they belong in Epcot. I don't think they do.
Yeah,
but everyone likes the Guardians of the Galaxy. It will be fun. I'm sure it'll be one of my favorite rides at Epcot.
Well, and that was the thing I thought like this is where Disney proved me wrong, was when Guardians of the Galaxy was announced for Epcot. I was like, okay, we're switching gears to like all these Disney things and not so much the Living with the Land-esque thing.
The educational
side
of Epcot.
And we are introducing Disney things, but we still are including these like educational things. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure we had an episode where we were talking about Living with the Land and how they're never going to get an update. It's never going to happen. Disney doesn't believe in it anymore. And then like next week they got an update to the screens.
Wait, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they updated the videos to like be more to like not be like we're introducing pesticides to our crops or whatever they say.
Oh my gosh.
They
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they like updated it.
Holy cow. For those that don't know, I was on my I just got married this last month and I was on my honeymoon. That was a big reason why this hiatus took a lot longer. And then we got hit by a hurricane. So
yeah.
it was issue on top of it. I mean, not that my wedding was an issue, but it was, things kept getting put off. And then finally it was all almost over and we got hit by a hurricane. Or, well, we almost got hit by a hurricane, I guess. So
yeah. We prepared like we were. We literally, I totaled my car. We went to Virginia.
For the wedding.
Then I went to Toronto for a concert. Derek went on his honeymoon.
And then as soon as I was going to get back, we got hit, or Florida got almost hit by a hurricane. So my cruise wouldn't let us back to Florida. So my honeymoon ended up lasting like almost 2 weeks when it was just an 8-day cruise. So it was nice.
Yeah. So
anyway,
just giving those excuses quick for those people.
Yeah. So that's why I had no idea about this Living with the Land thing. Like I didn't have internet most of the trip, so that is crazy.
I mean, it wasn't like anything super
but
insane.
I think we were talking specifically about the screens, weren't we?
Yeah, I feel like we were just like complaining about it.
Shows what
like,
we know.
Disney's never gonna do this.
Oh my gosh,
they like do it.
I want to go back to that episode now and listen to our smug.
I don't even remember what episode it was, but
it was probably the
wasn't...
underrated attractions one. Yeah,
it could have been.
Yeah, was that the last one we did?
No, we did a Guardians of the Galaxy one.
What?
Guardians of the Galaxy. Or
Galaxy's Edge.
Sorry,
I was like really confused. I was like
Galaxy's Edge episode. It's like, what do you mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, Derek? Get it in your brain. But yeah, we better move on here. So yeah, World Discovery.
Was there anything
cool.
else in? Oh, the space restaurant, but like there's all we found out about that was the name Space 220, which I suppose the 220 is supposed to be how many miles you are from the Earth's surface, which is kind of cute. Other than that, we kind of know everything else that needs to be known about it. Yeah,
they said that you take an elevator up to the restaurant too.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. I think it's like
you probably
launched up or something.
Yeah.
Or
I'm excited for that restaurant.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I feel like I'm gonna get sick in it, but
oh, you think so?
I feel like it's gonna be like the Seas, the Coral Reef restaurant, but it's space. And then
does the Seas make you sick?
No, I just think it's gonna be like the Garden Grill mixed with Coral Reef, where you're like spinning, and then probably the screen's going the other way, and then
I gotcha. That's probably the restaurant I'm most excited for. I can't remember a restaurant I was more excited for at Disney than Space 220. I bet it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know much about the pricing for that, but
I don't either.
Anyway, that unless there's something else that
we have the Epcot experience though.
Oh, is that technically World Discovery?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
I guess I don't know what else it would be.
Yeah, so Walt Disney Imagineering presents Epcot Experience. It's basically just an exhibit showing you the park's future and like I'm sure like the past too. Like that little spot and character spot building. That's probably sort of what it is, but it's like bigger and like more expo-y.
It seems to be themed like a mini World's Fair, which I thought was kind of cute. At least that's the impression I got.
Oh yeah.
So I like that a lot. Kind of hankering back to Epcot's roots, as a World's Fair. So, not that that's actually what it is. I mean, maybe it might be a little bit. I don't know. But it seems like it's mostly just like an advertisement for their future endeavors / what they came from, their past. So I think it'll be cool. I don't see any reason you'd ever go into it more than once. But that's opening October 1st, so that's going to be soon.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't even realize that until like literally today.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be replacing the Odyssey building. It just looks, from what we gathered, it's just going to be an event in the Odyssey building for the time being.
I think so. It doesn't sound big enough to like rework the Odyssey building entirety.
Right,
Like,
right.
And it'd be good to put something in that building because it's weird that it's just empty.
Yeah, I feel like that building could be doing something, but they never have anything going on there besides, festivals, having something in there. But anyway, I guess we can kind of talk about World Celebration now. Not a whole lot in there that needs to, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. We can talk about Spaceship Earth if you want.
Yeah. Spaceship Earth's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Their little paragraph in it was pretty interesting to me. It's just basically getting a big refurb. But it says it's going to reflect the power of storytelling to unite the human experience. That sounds like it could be similar to what it is now. I don't know how heavy we're leading on the keyword storytelling.
Yeah.
They say there's new narration and a new musical score that will focus on moments and ideas that define our story. That sounds very much similar to Spaceship Earth to me. And then this is the weird part where it says you will follow a magical story light that brings the entire experience to life in dynamic ways, giving each scene energy and beauty that ties the entire journey together.
Yeah, I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
I think it's just something about projections, including projections in the ride as well. That's kind of what I gathered. But the entire, like, I really wanted to ask you, like, what you thought this meant, because something like they're changing the theme of the ride from inventing the future to the power of storytelling, and that doesn't make much sense. Like, I don't understand the theme of storytelling for something like Spaceship Earth.
So I have no idea if I'm even close at all with this, but when I read it, I was thinking more like, instead of just like going through each scene, it was going to be like you're there in the scenes. So like, oh, now we're at the caveman era, and then like somebody's like showing you that, and then they like tell you that we're going to this next area, rather than just like kind of weirdly go through each of them. Mm-hmm. Like there's going to be like a reason for going through each of them. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
Does that sort of make sense? It's still very similar to what Spaceship Earth is, so it's like kind of hard to like distinguish between one.
Well, I think I'm trying to figure out if is this a major refurb, or is this just a little refurb?
Yeah.
Like I think that's kind of, because I feel like they could be like, we're refurbing Spaceship Earth. That's going to be a new narration and a new score. And like, that's it. They're not going to change any of the scenes. It's just going to be a new narration. Like it's going to be they're going to have different effects, like what the story light thing is, but it's for the most part going to be the same ride. That could be what happens, or it could be a major refurbishment where they completely change certain scenes, keep a couple of others, and it almost feels like a new ride. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it could go either way. I want it to be a new ride because I think that ride is deserving for something new.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'd be sad to see it go, but
yeah. That's a ride I feel like could get just a major refurbishment and major changes, and I'm worried that they're not gonna do anything major. I'm worried they're gonna do a bare minimum for what you could consider a refurbishment.
Yeah, I think it'll be kind of a mix of both. They'll like keep probably some scenes, but then like other scenes will be like completely changed. Yeah, I bet. But they're so vague in what they say. Like I have no idea. I know the Exodus Spaceship Earth is also taking you to something called the Dreamer's Point, And it's also going to feature a statue of Walt Disney and other natural elements, such as a wishing tree in an enchanted forest, which I had no idea about.
That's weird.
Yeah, I again, very vague. Like, I have no idea how this works, what Dreamer's point is. I think I saw it's supposed to be like overlooking the park or something like that, but I don't know if it's like high up.
Right.
Or how that makes sense. Like, I don't know if maybe the exit's going to kind of become that event area in Spaceship Earth, which that could be, because that kind of overlooks everything. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It looks cool.
Again, yeah, like again, it's just very vague. Like it's so hard to like even.
Yeah, I like the concept art. It makes me want to be there. So
yeah, right.
That's all I got to say. Everything else is like, I don't know what an enchanted forest is or a wishing tree.
Yeah, I know.
So
I didn't even know about
I'm not
that.
really sure.
I like
is
just
this
read
an
that.
enchanted forest or is this just a couple of trees you're gonna plant? Like, I mean,
for real.
You're just trying. Like, I feel like they might be just trying to make everything more intense or magical or crazy than it actually is. I think they're just planting trees. Like,
Right.
This is our new attraction, a wishing tree.
Yeah, there's gonna be like a little sign in front of it that's like, "This is the wishing tree." Like,
yeah. Well, anything else in World Celebration? We probably should get going here soon because we've been we're like 35-40 minutes in and I don't think we're even halfway.
True.
So
we'll kick it up a notch here.
Okay.
So it's World Celebration. There's also a new pavilion for live events. That's a 3-level structure. One level is the plaza level, the middle expo level, and a park that sits at the sky level.
Oh, I'm so excited for this pavilion.
Yeah, it looks cool.
This is like the coolest looking like part of everything that we've seen. Like, I think it's such a cool looking building. It's this wacky looking building with like a park on top of it, like trees and the works. And it's supposedly that top level with all the trees and this like park like feel, like supposedly this is gonna be like a spot for fireworks viewing, which of course they would have. You know, they'll probably make it, you know, the whole reservation type deal, like you get to stand on top of there during the fireworks.
Oh yeah, or even like a dessert party. I could see that.
Yeah, exactly. So like this is like one of the things I'm most excited for about Epcot is this wacky looking building. Like, and it's just going to be a festival center. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's not like a brand new attraction or anything crazy. It's just a cool looking building that they're going to use every festival for different purposes. And I am so excited for it.
Yeah, no, I think it looks super cool. Like, it's definitely one that we have like very little information about.
Yeah.
This is the theme of this entire, you know, the D23 reveals. There's announcements, but very little information about them. So
yeah, but I don't, in my opinion, I don't think this has much information to give. I think they told us all we need to know. It's going to be a new building for festivals. I don't think there's going to be much to it. I don't think it needs to have much to it.
yeah,
I think they've been using the Wonders of Life Pavilion for so long for stuff like food and wine, you know, like just for festivals. And I think they realized they needed more buildings just for festivals.
Yeah, which makes
festivals are
sense.
so popular. So I think that's all the information we need. I don't think there's anything else to reveal in my speculation.
yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that makes sense. And I mean, having a pavilion for festivals, it makes a ton of sense because I mean now it's like there's a festival at all times basically.
Right.
Like,
They like their festivals. Everyone likes their festivals.
it wouldn't surprise me if that actually became the case where it's like festivals at all times. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Because there are like little moments where there's nothing. So it wouldn't surprise me if they started doing them. But we can talk about World Nature now.
Okay.
Ready to move on. So World Nature is dedicated to understanding and preserving the beauty, awe, and balance of the natural world.
That's so cute.
So this one's going to include the land pavilion and the seas.
The Living with the Land ride.
Living
And
with
the
the
Seas
land
pavilion.
pavilion. And it's going to also include an exploration trail called The Journey of Water, inspired by Moana. So when this was first announced, a lot of people were saying, oh, there's a Moana attraction. There's a Moana attraction. But it's not. It's just an exploration trail.
It just has themes based on Moana.
Exactly.
Has a lot of symbolism that are also in the movie. Mm-hmm. So I don't think at any point in this attraction are you gonna see Moana's face plastered everywhere or like movie pictures or anything like that. I could imagine a meet and greet is gonna be there for Moana, but that might be it.
Yeah, well, I think there's gonna be like a video or something that like has Moana talking to you about.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I don't know. It's
Okay.
not announced. That's what I think.
Gotcha.
I don't think it was announced. But this is like another one of those things where I was like, Disney is moving away from education. Ever since Guardians came out, I was like, oh, and then Ratatouille, like we're just making Epcot more of a Disney park. But then they like do things like this, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So Disney is like, because I don't know if I said it, but this exploration trail lets you learn about like the natural water cycle, and it seems to be more of an educational thing as opposed to like an attraction type thing. And then along with that, the land also has a new film coming out in January called Awesome Planet. It's kind of replacing the Circle of Life.
Do you know what it's about? Is it like Disney characters talking, or
I think it's just supposed to be like celebrating Earth, basically.
Okay.
I can look what it says here.
So in other words, it's going to be open for a year, and then it's going to be closed because no one's going to go to it. It doesn't have Timon and Pumbaa berating the human race.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, does it have a name? This water journey thing? Journey of Water?
Journey of Water, inspired by Moana.
Okay. So, like, I feel like that's definitely, like, the biggest thing from here. I don't think there's really anything else in World and Nature that is worth talking about. I don't think Awesome Planet is really
Yeah,
a big
no, those are the
point.
only things I think that are new.
So like, I'm really excited for it, and it is based on an IP, sort of, kind of, but for the most part, it does seem to be mostly educational, which is good.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind IPs at all on Epcot. Honestly, if they wanted to go that way, I don't think I'd really care that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of the opposite.
Oh, yeah. Because I like the idea of having Frozen in Norway and Ratatouille in France and whatever, and like Mary Poppins in the UK. Spoiler alert. But for our podcast, not that it's not. But yeah, I mean, I'll miss the educational stuff, but I don't really think I really care that much.
Yeah, and I'm fine with IPs if they fit. And my problem with, and I don't really mind them in World Showcase because I feel like they fit. I mean, kind of. I mean, Frozen at no point does it ever take place in Norway, although it is heavily based on that culture.
Yeah,
it's not Norwegian. So that I definitely would argue. But something like Ratatouille or Beauty and the Beast being in France, or Mary Poppins being in the UK, spoiler alert, that I'm fine with. Frozen, like, I'm like, I like Frozen. I enjoyed the ride. It doesn't really belong in Norway, even though it is based on Norwegian culture, so sure. But Frozen doesn't take place in Norway. Ratatouille takes place in France. Beauty and the Beast takes place in France. Mary Poppins takes place in the UK. So, like, that's all fine. But that's the World Showcase. Future World, I'm okay with IPs if they make sense. Most of the time they don't. Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like they're going to have to stretch to make me like be okay with the Guardians of the Galaxy IP being in Future World Epcot. Or it's not going to be called Future World anymore, but you know, that half of the park. Mm-hmm. You know, that half the park I consider to be much more educational than World Showcase, whereas World Showcase is educational in the sense of cultures and things like that. But, you know, anyway, So the Future World, I'm just going to call it Future World for now. The Future World side, I feel like, is definitely supposed to be geared more towards the educational aspect, you know? Guardians of the Galaxy, I can't think of a way for that to be educational. They're going to try. They're going to pretend.
See, I don't even think they're going to try.
But from what I read, it seemed like they said something. I didn't write it down. I don't know. Like, maybe they won't even try.
See, because I don't think they tried with Frozen, so I don't think they'll try with Guardians. I think they'll be like, oh, it's in space. It's fine.
Yeah.
Technology, whatever.
Right,
Science.
yeah. So, like, Guardians of the Galaxy does not make sense at all. Moana, the Journey of Water attraction, I think does. I mean, first off, they're not, from what it looks like, it's not going to be straight up Moana, Journey of Water. It's just Journey of Water. I don't even know if Moana is in the title. Is it? Do they say Journey of Water inspired by Moana?
That's what the article says, but I don't know if that's what.
I didn't know if that was what the name is either.
I don't know.
So I'm hoping it's just Journey of the Water. If it says inspired by Moana, that's fine, I guess. But that's good, because that seems to be, sure, it's Moana based, but it's educational. It's talking about the water cycle. I'm sure there's going to be more than just the water cycle. That's just what their example was.
Yeah. Probably.
So that's good. I wasn't a fan of the movie necessarily, but the movie in the Land Pavilion with Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Moana. I was like, what? You didn't like Moana?
Oh, sorry. No, like what their old movie was there.
The Circle of Life.
Yeah, The Circle of Life. I wasn't really a fan of that movie. Never really liked it all that much. But that makes sense for an IP.
Yeah,
that is educational, and that makes sense.
If you wanted to leave depressed, you should go watch The Circle of Life movie in the Land Pavilion. Like, it was so depressing.
Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of it. So yeah, I'm fine with IPs, but like I just want them to make sense. And unfortunately, I think most of the time they won't. Is there any other IP that's going to be in Epcot? The Edna Mode attraction in the Play Pavilion.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure why. Yeah, the DuckTales one. I don't know. I kind of started ranting on that, but anyway. I like IPs, but only if they're done well. Disney never does them well. Moving on.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think I think Guardians is just going to be a roller coaster. They're not really going to think too much about it.
Yeah.
It's just going to be in space and stuff, and I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how it all wraps up, but I think it's going to be a new age Epcot for sure.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, let's move on to World Showcase, I think.
Okay. Sounds good.
So World Showcase actually has quite a few things that are new to it. So, for example, the UK is getting the first attraction to feature Mary Poppins, which is crazy to me that there hasn't been like any type of attraction.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, like that's so crazy because she just seems so.
Mm-hmm. Now, is this an actual? What is this? Is this an actual like, not ride, but like? I got like Beauty and the Beast vibes. The Belle's, what is the ride or the attraction called in Magic Kingdom? The Tales.
Oh,
with
Enchanted
Bells.
Tales with Bells.
Yeah, I got vibes like that. Like it's just gonna be like a meet and greet experience. You know?
Yeah, they don't really say too much about it. Basically what they say in their article is that you'll step in time down Cherry Tree Lane past Admiral Boom's house, then enter number 17, home of the Banks family, where your adventure will begin. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Enchanted Tales with Bells, that could be.
I have a feeling you're just gonna walk into the house. There's gonna be like a cute little show. You meet Mary Poppins and you leave. I don't think it's gonna be like you're at no point gonna sit in a ride.
Yeah, like it's not going to be like a dark ride or something. Yeah, I think that's probably a logical guess. I think I subscribe to that.
Okay.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of information about it. But I'm really excited about it.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
Mary
I think it's a good idea.
Totally deserves a ride there.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense
Right.
to be in the UK. So cool with me.
Yeah, totally agree.
France also has a bunch of new stuff coming. Remy's Ratatouille adventure in summer of 2020, and also a new quick service / table service restaurant called La Crêperie de Paris.
And this Ratatouille ride is the same ride in Disneyland Paris, right?
I think so.
So I might. What's the last ride that we got that was ours, like Disney World's?
Mine Train or Flight of Passage.
Okay, Flight of Passage. Okay, there you go. Because like there's like all the Toy
They might be
Story
a new
Land
one,
rides
I don't know.
are from one of the China Disneylands.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Slinky Dog is?
Maybe not Slinky Dog.
Because I know there is a Slinky Dog attraction in one of the international parks, but it's not the same. It's kind of
Okay.
like a weird one. So
I know
I think
they-
our Slinky Dog Dash is new.
There's another Toy Story Land in a different park, in either Shanghai or Hong Kong. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I'm not sure which
And,
either.
From what I gathered, I thought both the rides that we had were from that park, but maybe I'm not.
I think Slinky Dog is new for us.
Okay. That's fine then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just thinking that we got that, and then we have this Ratatouille ride, which is Disneyland Paris. We got Tron, which is from a different Disneyland. So I just randomly thought, like, when's the last time we got like a new ride that was Disney World's?
Yeah.
You know? But okay, Slinky Dog, that's fine. And then Galaxy's Edge, that's Disneyland too. Like that's not a specific Disney World. So,
True.
I don't know. Anyway, sorry, that was off topic.
I've heard Grimmy's Ratatouille Adventure is really cool.
I've
though.
heard it's amazing. That's what I've heard.
I believe it's trackless.
Yes.
I think you're kind of in Remy's shoes and you're like running around the kitchen and stuff.
You're in Remy's shoes? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean like you're like going as Remy, you know.
I'm like, Remy doesn't wear shoes. Oh yeah, okay. You're just okay, I get it.
Oh, so yeah, I think Remy's sounds cool. I'm into it.
Yeah.
France also has Beauty and the Beast sing along coming in, and it's joined alongside Impressions de France. So it'll probably be either a thing where it's like Impressions de France then Beauty and the Beast, or it'll be Beauty and the Beast at the beginning.
I think
of
it's
the
going to
day,
be
and then
alternating, is what it was.
Impressions de France later, but
Yeah.
is it alternating?
That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. Which is cool. I hope it's very similar to the Frozen sing along. I kind of feel like it's not gonna be,
Yeah, probably not.
but just because the Frozen sing along seems kind of more big to me than this one's sounding like.
Yeah.
But
Is there any reason, I don't want to phrase it like that. Would you be upset if they just replaced Impressions de France?
well, I know a lot of people would be, but I wouldn't be because that for whatever reason that one makes me sick. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
I get a headache every time I exit that one. I legit have no idea why. It's like literally in a movie, but I think it's like just weirdly because I have to like keep turning my head. I don't know,
Yeah.
but like I don't get sick of like the Canada one, so
I feel like Disney fans are weird because like I've never in my life met someone that was like crazy about this ride, or this show, the Impressions de France.
Oh, yeah.
But the second Disney would announce that they were replacing it with like a Beauty and the Beast sing along, there would be riots.
yeah.
People
Oh,
would be angry.
I feel like Impressions de France is easily the most popular out of all the videos.
Wait, really? You
Yeah,
think so?
I've met a few people that are really like Impressions de France.
It's just because of the sexy narrator.
Yeah, exactly. Insert clip here. Did you see that in the last episode
What do you-
where we talked about I like inserted a clip of
Oh, did you? I didn't see that.
the narrator.
Oh, okay. I'll have
Not
to-
the last episode. It was like one of the ones.
I'll have to
before.
look that up. It was in the underrated attractions.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I gotta look that up. I don't think I watched all the way through.
I feel like we just talked about the narrator for a really long time. I was like, oh, insert a little clip here.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I hope it's going to be like the Frozen sing along because Frozen sing along is great. Probably won't be. The theater doesn't seem to be big enough.
Well, that's kind of my thought too, and it seems, especially if they're alternating, it seems really annoying to have to like set up stage for this one and then alternate back to Impressions de France and then set up stage and then alternate back. So I think it's just going to kind of be more of a simple show.
Yeah,
but,
I can see
and
that.
if it's not, they need to come up with a better name for these because
Yeah.
because I still think that about the Frozen one.
The only reason the Frozen sing along is so popular, or why people, Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just like the Frozen sing along is like this big building in the middle of Hollywood Studios, and Frozen is just a ridiculously popular movie. Like, so it's just gonna have a lot of people going to it. But I feel like Beauty and the Beast, like they're calling it Beauty and the Beast sing along. It's gonna be in the back of the park behind France, and it's the name alone just turns people off. So like, I'm curious if like if how popular it's even gonna be. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I guess it just depends on how extravagant it is. Is it an actual show, or are you actually just singing along?
yeah. Because I don't know. I can't imagine going to it if it's just that.
Yeah, if it's just a sing along, I probably wouldn't go to it
But it's
either.
like Frozen.
I go to it
Frozen
once.
sing along. Oh my gosh, I'll go to that.
Yeah, but World Showcase also has some other videos coming to it. So Canada's getting an updated video, and also China is as well. So pretty much all the videos are getting updated.
Yeah,
which is cool.
and I heard this might just be for China. I thought it was for both, but I saw something online that just specifically said it was for China. So the China movie, they're getting rid of the 9 separate screens. It's just going to be one screen.
Oh, okay.
One screen around. I thought that Canada also was going to have that, and it still might. But from what I read, they specifically said China is gonna be like seamless screens. So the Canada Pavilion it's gonna have a new movie, but it might just be the same like 9 separate screens as opposed to what China is gonna end up getting.
Yeah, it could be. I have no idea. I didn't know about that. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm hoping Canada's going to get that too, because I personally like the Canadian pavilion more. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I wonder who's going to narrate or how it's going to be. If it's going to be the same
for
thing.
Canada?
Yeah, or for all of them.
I know Canada is going to have Martin Short again.
Oh, it is?
I think... I shouldn't say this on the podcast because I don't know for sure, but I heard that.
Oh.
So...
Weird.
Maybe I shouldn't say this.
That might just be a rumor, because I don't know.
It might just be a rumor. Don't take my word for it. I thought for sure Martin Short was like slated to do it again.
I mean, he could be. I just haven't heard of that.
Okay,
but maybe that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I love Martin Short. So
I know everybody wants. What's his name? Played Detective Pikachu, Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, everybody wants Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my gosh,
I feel like I'm always hearing that.
That would be funny.
Well, and I think the last thing that's kind of like new is Epcot's new fireworks show called Harmony Us.
Oh yeah, and this is going to be the one after the temporary show, Epcot Forever. Yeah.
So Epcot Forever is on October 1st. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And then after that's done in 2020, after. It's going to be Harmony Us.
Epcot Forever sounds way more entertaining to me than Harmonious. Epcot Forever seems like a kind of celebration of Epcot and what it is and what it has been for the last, 35 years. Whereas like Harmonious just seems so basic to me.
Oh, yeah. I like the idea that Harmonious is celebrating Disney music.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
So Harmonious is celebrating Disney music around the world, and it's going to be different Disney songs in different cultures, from what I gathered. Sounds cool. I don't know. But that doesn't... I like Epcot, and I like the idea of having something that just celebrates Epcot. So I wish that was... Plus,
yeah,
I like the kites. Are they going to have kites, you think? I hope they have.
It doesn't say any kites. It says it's going to have floating set pieces, LED panels, choreographed moving fountains, lights, pyrotechnics, lasers, and more. So it could be under the more.
Gotcha.
But if they had the kites, you'd think they'd say it.
Yeah.
I feel like the kites might just be like a testing thing.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm excited for Epcot Forever too, though. I'm actually really excited for Harmonious, though. I think it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those things you just have to see it.
Well, and this is like something that I think is weird. It says will debut as the largest nighttime spectacular ever created for a Disney park. What does that mean?
Is that what it said?
What was that?
What did it say? It will be viewed as the largest nighttime.
will debut as the largest nighttime spectacular ever created for a Disney park.
Yeah, that can mean so many different things.
Like, do you mean it's gonna have the most fireworks?
No.
Is it gonna be just like the largest radius of where they like shoot things off, or like what does that even mean?
Yeah,
I mean, I like the sound of it.
that just sounds like a buzzword to me. That just sounds like this is gonna be the biggest show you'll ever see.
Yeah.
That just, I don't think that means anything.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to hype people up. It's definitely not gonna have the most fireworks. It's not. I can't imagine it's the biggest radius. I don't know.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
2020.
That one's 2021 though. Yeah.
No, it's 20. It says 2020 after Epcot Forever, so it could be late 2020. I
Is
don't
it
know.
just exactly 1 year after Epcot Forever starts?
It could be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Epcot Forever is pretty temporary, so. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the Epcot news we have. So
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Time to start talking about the Obi-Wan Disney Plus show.
Yep.
Extra credit.
2 hours plus on this podcast episode.
Talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's gonna be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Plus.
But yeah, R.I.P. Epcot. It's nice knowing you.
You sound like you're not very hopeful.
Well, I mean,
Epcot's dead.
Epcot's dead. No, I mean just I should say R.I.P. old Epcot.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it's changing a lot, but maybe it's not changing as much as I think it's going to be.
I feel like it never is. I feel like it always seems like it's going to be a big changes, but it's still like the same ish,
Yeah, because to be honest, the things they're getting rid of really isn't too crazy. Like Starbucks, Big Whoop, Colortopia. You didn't even know what Colortopia was.
No. Before this podcast, I was like, oh, they're getting rid of Colortopia too. And I was like, what's Colortopia? Derek, you worked at Epcot.
Yeah, that really surprises me that you didn't know what it was and you worked there. Just because I feel like I walked through there a lot.
Really?
So,
I never walked through that building. So
that's really funny.
That's hilarious.
Character spot. That's just a meet and greet, I think.
Yeah,
I've never done it, but
I don't think we said, but it sounds like the character spot is kind of going to be in the play pavilion.
Oh, really?
I don't. It's not going to be like character spot in the play pavilion, but the play pavilion is going to have a lot of character meet and greets.
Oh, that's really sad too. That Baymax and Joy and Sadness are gone because I never met Baymax, but maybe they'll go in the play pavilion. I don't know.
I never met Baymax either. I could see them putting Baymax in that area.
Yeah,
that seems like an area he could belong to.
Totally.
Well, so,
all right. Well, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So, like I said, R.I.P. Old Epcot. Old Epcot. New Epcot's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be the best.
Out with the old and with the new.
Yeah.
Times are changing.
I need that reverse launching coaster. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be back on our weekly schedule for these
I think we should be
podcast, and video versions are going to be on YouTube, but it's just going to be the audio. It's not going to be videoed. And as always,
Quaharini.